Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Thought I'd talk about the Lollipop series from Rough Ryder. This is a series that caused a little bit of a stir when it first came out, and not in the way that it should have caused a stir. And it's mainly because some people wanted to get all political about these knives, and there was absolutely no reason for it. It just showed basically their ignorance of traditional pattern knives and something known as the candy stripe knife. But for some reason, some people look for politics and everything, and they don't necessarily need to. And when Smoky Mountain Knife Works was making these knives, they were not thinking politics. They were thinking of traditional pattern knives and something new that they could do to attract customers, really, and get people interested in Rough Ryder knives. And I think they did a really good job with this. And what we have here is what traditionally has been known as a candy stripe knife. Now, Rough Ryder took it to a different level in that rather than doing your typical candy stripe knife, they thought about those old all-day suckers, and I think everyone knows them from their childhood. And you see the outline of the all-day sucker on these knives, and they thought, what could we do to transfer that design into a knife handle? And that's what they did. And if you notice that, you can make it out very clearly here. And some people immediately thought rainbow and decided to go all politics on that. I think that says more about the person than it does Rough Ryder or anything else, or the series. This is just a knife. It's not making a political statement. If it was making a political statement on there, it would have been clearly written on there instead of showing the Rough Ryder shield there, and then what is obvious to anybody who has collected traditional knives is a candy stripe knife. And you just don't see that many candy stripe knives anymore. So when I saw this, I thought, man, this is pretty cool. Rough Ryder has come out with a candy stripe line of knives. And I would have picked one up a long time ago. I would have picked one up right away if they would have been offering patterns that I was interested in, specifically a large toothpick. That would have just taken the Lollipop line over the top for me. If there would have been a large toothpick in the lineup, but there wasn't. And so I really just didn't bother to pick anything up in the lineup, despite several things within the group that really fascinated me. Number one, well, there's no big R on this. This is the post Big R Rough Ryder knives. It has a new shield on there, which I really also liked. And this was one of the patterns I did like. I did not purchase this one, though. Someone actually gave this to me when I don't believe this was originally available when I first looked at the Lollipop line of knives. And I really didn't pay second attention to it, which is what a lot of people do. If you don't see a knife pattern within the series that you like, you kind of lose interest in the series. The thing is there are quite a few knives in the series that are knives that are really geared towards the general knife population. You know, the Copperhead, a couple different Stockmans. This particular Whittler, this humpback Whittler, this is a very popular knife that Rough Ryder makes. And if I had seen it earlier, I would have probably picked this one up. Because this is one that I do like. And I have several others of this. So it's one of the series or it's one of the patterns of Rough Ryder knives that I tend to pick up. So I'm happy to have this in the Lollipop lineup too. And that's also why I ended up picking up this second knife. And I actually paid for this one. Like I said, this one was a gift. And I was really happy to see that. And when I did see that, it's like I need to look at the Lollipop line again. And currently there's like 10 different knives in the Lollipop series. And one of the knives in the series was this one here. And this is their the razor. This is a lockback razor. I believe it was designed by Brian Wilhoit, and it's just a really cool shape. I like the shape of it. I know some people think bow trapper, but I really think more like saddle horn. It's like a saddle horn razor, a lockback saddle horn razor. That's a mouthful. And there are other ones out there. This is the other one that I have. There's the one in the smooth tobacco bone. This is the first one I bought. I don't know if these are the only two, but if other ones come out, I will be picking it up. And the thing is for the most part, I'm not crazy about knives that use like that razor blade shape for a blade. It's not my favorite shape. It is a great blade for opening stuff up and everything. And you know, I guess if you are crazy enough to shave with this, you could. And I know there are people who have shaved with this just to show you could. I'm not one of those people. I like a safety razor. In any case, what I like about this knife, though, is you do have that forward choil so you can choke up on that blade. It is a lockback, and I will warn you now that this is a very strong lockback. You definitely have to press down all the way for it to break loose. The blade does not have a strong snap closing, but it is a good strong close once it is in place. So the spring does work very well. And what I like about this one is the Lollipop just seems to work on that because of the shape of the handle and everything. I like the way the Lollipop looks on there. I don't know, something about the candy striping on this really looks good. That's also why I would like to see it on a toothpick, because I think it'd look really good on that big long toothpick. In any case, as you can see with this knife, blade alignment is pretty darn good. The fit and finish is very nice, even with all these little parts. You can rub your hand across this, and it is like a worry stone, because you will feel every one of those spacers as you rub your hand against it. But it's not uncomfortable or anything. I mean, it is a smooth transition from bump to bump, but you can definitely feel it, and that is one of the other things I like about it. You have a certain texture in that handle that just makes it fun to hold and fun to carry and everything. And it's just a fun knife. That's the way I look at it. It's just a really fun knife to have. Like I said, when I first saw this knife show up, politics did not enter my mind. I just saw it and it's like, wow, a candy stripe. And then I saw the name and it's like, oh man, that is cool. Lollipop. And you got all the Lollipop colors going on and everything. They have done this with a few different knives too. They had this slow burn that was like from yellow to orange down the handle. I did not care that much for that one. You have the coral snake. The coral snake is okay. But for some reason, this one really just appeals to me. All the various coloring going on. And I don't know, it's just a fun knife to me. In any case, like I said, there's 10 in the series. There is not a large toothpick in the series. I would love to see a large toothpick in this. And I would also love to see an elephant toenail in this. I think those two knives are deserving of being in this series simply because of all these lines going through there. And if I were to do this with an elephant toenail, I would put that shield right dead center. And if it was the equivalent sunfish, I'd put the shield right in the center. If it was the oblong kind of egg-shaped elephant toenail, I would put this. I would just get rid of the shield on that one. But they're going to put the shield in, so put it up, at that 3/4 mark like you usually do. But I would love to see this in like the elephant toenail and the large toothpick. If they did that, then chances are I would go ahead and get the rest of the series. As it is, I'm happy with the two that I have. And the cool thing is if you're a person who collects by pattern, there are 10 very common, well, you have these two and 8 very common patterns that are in the Lollipop series. So like if you're a person who collects copperheads or stockmans or probably a trapper, things like that, you're going to find a Lollipop. But if you're a toothpick fan, so far you're out of luck. Maybe they'll listen and throw that in there. It deserves it. The toothpick and the elephant toenail definitely deserve the Lollipop. I know the series isn't as popular as it should be, at least in my opinion, but something colorful like this just really looks good in a knife collection to me. You're not going to see something like this, and you're not going to see a knife with this kind of handle that often within your knife collection. So that's why I really do like to see these kind of things come up. And that's the really cool thing about Rough Ryder, the fact that they will take a chance on something like the Lollipop, which actually does have some history in the traditional knife world, despite what some people might think. Any case, with that said, I'll let you go and talk to you again soon. And I can't believe this, but I have a late entry into this video because I thought I had a third Lollipop. I've been looking for it forever. And as I was getting ready to do the slideshow, I found this one mixed in with the coral snake knives. And this is the little Muskrat in the series. So I've got 3 of the knives in there, and this is another one that was given to me. Or did I end up buying this one? Now I don't know. I know this one was given to me, but it is a pretty cool one too, and it's smaller than your typical Muskrat. This is on a 3.5-inch frame, but it is your typical Muskrat with the 2 long Muskrat blades or California clip blades. But again, it looks really nice because it's a nice slim handle, and then you have all those diagonal candy stripes going on with it. This one, you can definitely feel the edges of the spacers in between the various pieces of acrylic coloring, especially along the top here. So again, something that makes a nice little worry stone. I really do like these though. Anyway, you'll see this one a little bit more in the slideshow, but a well-made knife and another knife in the candy stripe series. So I've got 3 out of the 10, and that's more than I would have expected. I know if they had the large toothpick in there, like I mentioned, I would probably end up getting the whole series, especially if one of them was an elephant toenail. Anyway, let's get to the slides. let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.